Hello and welcome. My name is Casey and you are tuned into Super Mega Baseball, the fall-winter season. Today the Moose are on the road in a 3-game set against the Moonstars. Starting for the Moonstars is Alicia Woodrow, and she is an all-star for them as she gets the Moose to go 1-2-3 in the first. Joffrey Rockman gets the nod for the Moose. He had a good start his last outing, 3 runs in 6 innings pitched, so he'll hope to improve a little bit on that, as he gets the first out from Nance Tools there, and he gets Clubber Bluff to swing over one. It gets away, but the out is made at first, so 2 away. Herbert Hackman here is always dangerous, and he sends this one deep into left field, over that big wall, and gone. So the Moonstars strike first. It's Herbert Hackman with a 390-foot home run to left field, and they take the lead 1-0. Top of 2, and Pedro Nixon steps in with 2 away already, and he bloops this into left field, and it gets past a diving Woodrow. So Nixon has a 2-out single, followed by Swiner, who rips this into center field, and the Moose look to retaliate immediately after that home run. It's Wiggles Freeman now stepping in for Rip Dingers at third, but he just sends a soft ground ball to first, and so the Moose threaten but score nothing. Bottom half, and the Moonstars threaten again immediately as Windy Wheels rips one into right field for a single, and he's got speed, so he decides, you know what, why not just take 2? They've read the scouting report on the Moose, and he takes that bag easily. That'll give Pepe Venizio a chance with none out and a runner on second, and he loops this into right field, and Wheels makes the turn toward home. Irene Fast throws and guns him out at the plate, saving a run for the Moose, keeping this a 1-run game. Nacho Chris with a dive on the ground ball from Bustham, and he gets him at 1. So that is 2 away now with a runner on third, but a ground ball to Bobbitt will end the inning and keep the Moose out of trouble for the time being. Shutdown ball from both of these teams. We're going to jump ahead to the 6th inning here, and it's the pitcher Rockman leading off, who sends it up the middle, and they can't come up with it, so he's on with a single. Irene Fast hits a ball to the third baseman, but she gets on a fielder's choice as Rockman is thrown out at second, but you take that speed swap because she immediately runs for second herself and is in there safely with a stolen base. Jackson gets a ball off the end of the bat, but it's got just enough juice to get over the leaping first baseman. Irene rounds third, and she slides in home safely as the ball is cut off, and it's all tied up at 1. Quicker pops out to the first baseman in foul territory, and so now Fred Bobbitt is stepping in, trying to give his team the lead. And Bobbitt gets a hold of one. This one is to the left side in the gap. Jackson takes a turnaround second. Windy Wheels cuts it off in center, so he can't score, but it's first and third, 2 away. Nacho Chris sees a good ball and takes the free bag, so it's bases loaded now, 2 away for Pedro Nixon. 2 hits already on the day, and he'll be looking to add another one, and he gets under it. It looks like he was swinging for the long ball, but this is sky high. It's the second baseman there to make the grab. So the Moose leave the bases loaded, but they tie the game at 1. Bottom of the 6th, the Moose look to keep their momentum going as Rockman strikes out Woodrow, then strikes out Gobelson at the top of the order, and another strikeout on a slider to Bluff. Joffrey Rockman strikes out the side. After 6, it's 1-1. Top of the 8th with 2 away, and Jackson lifts a fly ball into center field, but it gets down at the feet of Wheels, so he's on with a single in a tie ball game. Perry Quaker skies this one. He did not quite get enough of it, and it is caught in center field. Jackson retreats to first. It's Fred Bobbitt looking to be a hero again with a ball in the dirt, so Jackson moves up to second on the play. Runner in scoring position with 2 away in the 8th in a tie ball game, and Fred Bobbitt sends it back to the left center gap, but Windy Wheels made an adjustment and makes the play this time for the 3rd out. Rockman back out for the 8th, and he has been stellar. He hasn't had any trouble since that first inning home run, but this one is sent into the gap, and it's going to be a leadoff double for the Moonstars in this tied ball game. Boo Lewis subbing in for Lackey Luster here as the Moonstars try to make something happen, and that'll be the end of Rockman's night as they will retaliate and sub in Charlie Best. He's going to come in and shut them down. He's been on fire this season as he gets Boo Lewis to send a ground ball to Wiggles Freeman at third. That'll hold the runner at second, and the Moonstars leave Woodrow into bat. She drops a bunt, which moves the runner over, but gets 2 away now. And Charlie Best does what he does. He gets a strikeout to get them out of the inning. 1-1 going into the top of the ninth. So after letting Woodrow bat in the 8th, they switch her out on the mound in the 9th for Bert Bergerer, and you gotta question the management decisions there. Bergerer is an excellent option late game here, but Nacho Crisp drives it up the middle. He doesn't care about your stats. He's on with a leadoff single for the Moose. Crisp trying to make something happen, leaves for second, but he's picked off and hung out at dry, so it's 1 away for the Moose. Pedro Nixon in, and he drives this one up the middle between the legs of Bergerer, and he's on with a single. And so the Moose are trying to make a rally. If they can just avoid getting thrown out on the base paths, they might be okay. Buck Swiner slaps this to the first baseman though, over to second, back to first, and it's a double play. Clubber Bluff leads off the bottom of the 9th against Charlie Best, and he sees 3 straight strikes and goes down swinging. Herbert Hackman steps in, that only run for the Moonstars back in the 1st with that big home run. And he looks to do it again here and end this game, but it's just a softball to the right side. Bobbitt handles it for the second out. 2 away, and Best deals to Gustav Gustafsson, and it's on the ground to Quaker, who steps on the bag, so this game is going into extras. 8-9, then top of the order for the Moose as they try to get this game onto their side, but it's a quick first out for Wiggles Freeman. Lionel Martinez is going to step in for the pitcher Charlie Best, and he drives this ball deep. It is going back, but it is the deepest part of the park, and Wheels gets under it and makes the grab. Irene Fast also sends one out to center, and Wheels handles it, so the Moose got to play a little defense to keep this game alive. Carla Tolbear in for the 10th, and it's a high fastball to get the strikeout on Windy Wheels. Tolbear follows that up with a 2-1 slider to Pepe Venizio, and it's another strikeout. Tolbear is dealing. And now it's Rusty Bustum, who goes first pitch swinging on a slider and just sneaks this in fair past the third base bag. The Moonstars have a base runner in the bottom of the 10th. It's Boo Lewis, and he sends a ground ball to Nacho Crisp, so much for that base runner. That's 3 down, and we're going into the 11th. 2, 3, 4 due up for the Moose, and these are the guys you want in the 11th inning. Jackson pops it up to center field, so he goes down easily. 1 away. Perry Quaker steps in, and he's looking to step into something, and he does. He drives this to the left side. This is gone. Home run, Perry Quaker in the top of the 11th inning. It is 2-1 Moose on the 421-foot bomb from the bearded behemoth, Perry Quaker. Bottom of the 11th, and the Moose need a shutdown inning. They just have a 1-run lead. It's Tolbear out there to face Raffy Slaps, and she gets a pop-up over to the right side. Quaker handles it, 1 away. And they're going to go to the closer, Klaus to game now. He has been solid as a rock as he gets the strikeout, and the Moonstars are down to their last chance, and Clubber Bluff, who sends this to the right side, and it can't be held by Quaker, so Bluff keeps this game alive, and that brings up Herbert Hackman. If anyone is going to do it for the Moonstars, it is this man right here. And it's strike 1 on the first pitch to Hackman. The game doesn't get the call on a curveball there, just low. And Hackman fouls off a good fastball into his own dugout. The 2-1, and Hackman swings over a beautiful fastball on the outside edge. Strike 3, and that is the ball game. Moose win 2-1. Nail-biter game here. Beautiful pitching performances from both starters and the bullpens. Really all around solid for the defense and pitching. The offense, less so, but a couple big home runs. Perry Quaker with that moonshot in the 11th inning to give the Moose the victory here. Let's see how the Moonstars retaliate in Game 2. The Moonstars are known for their great starting rotation, and they have another good one here. It's Slip Slaughter, near perfect stats as he gets Irene Fast to ground out to third, and Hieronymus Jackson to pop up into center for the first 2 outs. So Slaughter deals to Perry Quaker, and he gets a hold of this one. It's going deep to right field. Perry Quaker, home run. He follows up the 11th inning theatrics with a first inning home run in Game 2, 418 feet for the bearded behemoth Perry Quaker. It's 1-0 for the Moose early in this one as Crisp sends a ground ball to Pepe Venizio at second for the third out. Sancha Sylvia gets the start today, and she was taken out on a stretcher last game after taking a comebacker to the face. But she looks to have healed pretty well. She gets a strikeout and a ground ball, and another ground ball to go 1-2-3 in the first inning. So hopefully she is up to form today for the Moose. Bottom of the third, and it's Elijah Gobelson. The Moonstars still trail by 1. It's hit hard right through Nacho Crisp. He dives, but he can't make a full stop. So Gobelson reaches, and it's a bunt from the pitcher, Souter. So Gobelson moves up to second on the play. 2 out with a runner in scoring position for Windy Wheels. But it's just a little dribbler over to Bobbitt at second, who makes the throw to first for the out. After 3, it's a low-scoring affair. Moose lead 1-0. Bottom of the 5th, and Sancha Sylvia is still out there and looking good as she gets a strikeout on Pepe Venizio for the first out. That's followed up by a hit right up the middle past a diving Bobbitt. And Dale Nails smokes one right to Nacho Crisp, but he can't handle it. Bounces right off his glove and into shallow left field, so it's first and second, 1 away. And this one is over to third for Freeman. He misses this one too. So the Moonstars have a prime opportunity with the bases loaded and 1 away in the 5th inning, and it's the pitcher, and it looks like they're going to let him swing away. Silvio deals, and it is on the ground to Quaker, over to second, back to first. It's a double play to get them out of the bases loaded jam. Unbelievable that they let Souter hit there. That may come back to burn them, but he gets Irene to pop up to right field for the first out, the 6th. And Hieronymus Jackson sends this one into the gap deep, and a dive, but he can't come up with it. Jackson takes the turn and is in there at second with a double. The Moose have a bit of a scoring chance of their own as Perry Quaker drives this one to left center field. This one is gone by a mile. Perry Quaker, the big belly bully, does it again. 462 feet for his second home run of this game. And that gives the Moose a 3-0 lead. Moonstars looking to keep themselves in this game. It's a 2-out single to the left field wall for Rusty Bustum, which brings up Herbert Hackman, and Silvio decides to pitch around him. Maybe not such a bad choice, but that puts 2 runners on with 2 away for Pepe Venizio. And he hits a ball hard, but Nacho Crisp handles this one for the 3rd out. After 6, on the strength of 2 Perry Quaker home runs, the Moose lead 3-0. Jumping ahead to the top of the 8th, it's Slip Slaughter still out for the Moonstars, and why not? Aside from Perry Quaker, he has been handling the Moose well as he gets a strikeout on Irene Fast. Hieronymus Jackson takes him oppo taco on this one. It clears the wall. Home run. 396 feet, just barely clearing that short porch in right. But it's Hieronymus Jackson's first home run of the year, and it gives the Moose a 4-0 lead. Silvio back out for the 8th. She has been dominant so far as Lackey Luster, pinch hitting for the pitcher, sends one to the left side on the ground. He's in with a single. And Windy Wheels sends this over. Diving Nacho Crisp, he knocks it down, but he can't get the out on either play, so it's 2 on. A dive from Chris, and he makes the grab over to second. He doubles up Luster. What a play from Nacho Crisp for 2 outs. And she gets Bustum to pop it up to Rhodes behind the plate, so Silvio works out of some trouble in the 8th and keeps it a shutout game. Clouds the game in to close it out in the 9th. He gets Herbert Hackman to pop it up sky high to Hieronymus Jackson in center, but he makes the grab. Pepe Venizio in, and he swings over a curveball. It hits the dirt, so they throw it down to first to finish the out, 2 away. Gustav Gustafsson trying to keep this game alive with a hard hit ball, but Bobbitt dives and makes the play for the 3rd out to end the game. Moose win 4-0. Big game for Perry Quaker today. 2 home runs, driving in 3 RBIs. Hieronymus Jackson gets on the home run board. That's nice to see. The Moose, just an all-around solid game. Great pitching performance from Sancho Silvio. Moose lead the series 2-0, and we'll go into the 3rd game to see if they can finish the sweep. Moonstars have Vern Turnburner on the mound, and he's got that high velo, but what's really dangerous about him is that slider-sinker combo as he gets Irene to strike out to start the ball game like she loves to do. But Jackson works himself a walk, so the Moose have something in the first as Quaker pops it up to the shortstop in short left field. Gobbleson gobbles it. Rip Dingers gets a hit up the middle. Nice to see him actually putting something in play. After a little rest, he's feeling a little better, it looks like. But Nacho Crisp grounds out to the second baseman, so nothing doing in the first for the Moose. Raul strikes on the mound for the Moose. His first game was a 5-run, 5-inning affair in a loss to the Freebooters. So hopefully he will improve on that today. A sneeze from him, getting himself settled, and the pitch to Bustum. Bustum drives it up the middle, though. So the Moonstars also have a hit early in this game. Herbert Hackman gets a fastball up in the zone, and he drives this deep. Jackson is back at the wall and makes the grab, just barely held in by this Park. Strikes walks the next batter, so it's first and second, and a mirror inning, but it's a ground ball to the shortstop for the third out. 2 runners on for both teams, but no runs for either. Pedro Nixon leads off the second inning with a well-hit ball line drive into the right center field for a single. That'll bring up the pitcher. Raul strikes. And he gets a hold of one. This one is down the left field line and just fair. Looping into the corner. Strikes heads for second, looking for a double, and he gets thrown out on the way there for the third out of the inning. Top of 3, Irene Fast leads off with a walk, so you put some speed on the bases there. That's always dangerous. Gets Jackson to strike out on a good pitch, but Irene leaves on the next pitch, and she is in there safely at second base with Perry Quaker at the plate. This one's on a hop to the shortstop, and he can't make the play. It dribbles into center field, and Irene turns toward home, and she is in there safely on the misplay. 1-0 Moose. Rip Dingers pops it up for the second out, and Nacho Chris sends this into left field for the third. With some good base running from Irene Fast, it's 1-0 for the Moose after 3. Gustav Gustafsson steps in for the Moonstars in the bottom of the 4th. He goes first pitch swinging. This one is out to left field, and it is over the tall wall. Home run for Gustav Gustafsson. It is 401 feet long, and it is a 1-1 ball game. Top of the 6th inning now. Perry Quaker is leading off, and he drives this one up the middle past the diving second baseman for a leadoff single. Rip Dingers connects with a high fastball, and this one is up. It is going, but it's going to stay on the track, and it's caught by the left fielder for the first out. Nacho Crisp goes down on strikes for 2 away, and Fred Bobbitt loops this one into right field, but it's going to drop in no man's land, so it's first and second with 2 away. That'll be the end of Turnburner's night. It's Bert Berger coming in, and it looks like they're going to swap out Swiner for Tremendo, who immediately sends this into the gap in left center, and Quaker takes the turn home, so that's going to score at least 1. Bobbitt heads to the plate as well, and he is in there safely on the Jose Tremendo double. It's 3-1 Moose. Nixon works a walk, so it's first and second again with 2 out. And Raul strikes, comes up, and he drives this one deep. The pitcher takes it to the wall, off the top of the wall, and it is going to score 1. 4-1 for the Moose on the Raul strikes wall shot. Irene Fast sends this one to right field to end the rally, but the Moose score 3. Strikes is having himself a day. He gets Venizio to strike out and then handles a comebacker to get them out of the bottom half of the inning. After 6, Moose lead 4-1. Top of 7, and Perry Quaker sends a 2-strike fastball from Berger back up the middle for a single, and Crisp does the same thing, so it's 2 on, and a pitch gets away from Berger, so Crisp and Quaker advance at second and third with 2 out now for Fred Bobbitt, but he chases a good pitch on the outside, and he is frustrated about that one, snapping his bat in half. Strikes is back out for the bottom of the 8th, and he has been doing well, just that one lone home run. And this one goes deep to the right center gap. This will go off the wall for a leadoff double for the Moonstars in the 8th as they look to find their way back into this game. Strikes follows the leadoff double with a great changeup to get the strikeout on Hackman, and then a back foot slider to get Gustafson to strike out as well. And Windy Wheels pops it up to Rip Dingers at 3rd. So the leadoff double leads to nothing for the Moonstars. Raul Strikes has been dominant. Leadoff single for Jackson in the top of the 9th, and that'll bring up Perry Quaker, who sends this high into short center field, caught for the first out. Another pitching change for the Moonstars as they're just burning through their bullpen. Deft Wedhams in to face Rip Dingers, and Rip Dingers takes him deep to center field. Welcome to the ball game. Here's a home run from Rip Dingers. 455 feet, his first on the season, and look what a day of rest will do for you. 6-1 Moose after the Rip Dingers home run. Bottom of the 9th, and with his pitch count low and a 5-run lead, they're going to leave Strikes in to try and finish this game out as he gets Venezio to swing over a strike for a K. Lackey Luster sends a ball on the ground to bob it, so 2 quick outs in the bottom of the 9th, and Raul Strikes delivers a fastball on the outside edge to Gobelson. Soft ground ball to Bobbitt, who completes the play to first to give Raul Strikes the complete game. 1 run for him, so a great bounce back performance from Raul Strikes. A couple of strong hitting performances for the Moose as well. Rip Dingers gets his first home run of the year as the Moose complete their sweep of the Moonstars. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Casey, and I will see you next time as the Moose take on the Beewolves.